We'll heat a large pan to a high heat.
What?
Add a good tablespoon of butter. Once the butter is heated and ready, we will add half of our diced onions as well as half of our diced celery, the rest of which will be going into the risotto. Then we will generously add some pepper. Then we will toss in our diced apples.
Yeah, you add
Mix it around.
rice. So half the celery, half the onions. Salt, pepper.
Then we'll add some salt. Then we'll add about a quarter cup of apple juice and a generous amount of poultry seasoning. Mix it together. Then we'll add about a ladle of chicken broth. Mix it around. Once we've let it cook for about 5 minutes, we can add our bread pieces. Add some salt, more pepper, about a tablespoon of butter, another sprinkle of poultry seasoning, and about 2 ladles of chicken broth. Once it's all been added, mix it thoroughly and cook on a medium-high heat until the bread is soft. Once the stuffing is to your liking, remove it from the stove and let it sit on the counter to cool down. Once it has cooled down, we can now begin to stuff our pork chops. You want to make sure you pack each chop good and tight with a generous amount of stuffing.
service there, like he was talking about doing stuff, peppers and pork chops. Just
Once you got all the pork chops stuffed, we can now brown them off. You're going to take yourself a pan and heat to a medium high. Then you're going to add some olive oil and some butter. As the pan is heating up, we'll coat our pork chops in olive oil. And then season with salt and pepper. Once the pan is heated, we can add our first group of pork chops and begin browning. When you put the pork chops on the pan, you want to put them on seasoned side down. That way, you can season the other side with salt and pepper. While they're browning, we will heat our oven to 350 degrees because we're going to be placing our pork chops in the oven once they're browned. Now it's time to flip and brown the other side. Once the first batch is done, you can remove them and add them to the pan, which will be going in the oven once the rest are browned.
You're in my zone.
So now we can add the rest to the pan. Remembering to put them seasoned side down so that you can season the other side. Add some salt and some pepper. Once the first side is done, flip them and brown off the other side. While we wait for the last batch to be ready, we will get our risotto pot ready. We will turn our burner to a medium-high heat, and now we can place the rest of our pork chops in the pan, and then place the pan in the oven. The pork chops will take about 25 minutes to cook. Plenty of time to cook our risotto. So we'll add some olive oil and some butter, and then mix around. Once it is heated, we can add our mushrooms and begin to cook them. We'll add a little bit more butter.
Yeah, I was cooking with wine.
Now we can add the celery and the onion. The last of our veggies will be the garlic. Add some poultry seasoning. Then we will add a cup and a half of long grain rice. When cooking risotto, you add raw rice to the pot because you will be adding your heated chicken broth a little at a time. So now we will add the first ladle to the pot and mix around. This is the challenging part of risotto because you have to add a little chicken broth at a time and continuously stir. The whole process should take about 20 minutes.
First time you cook risotto, I was like, ah, that was pretty good. One of my favorite dishes now.
After about 25 minutes, the pork chops should be done. Cover your pork chops with some tin foil and set aside until you're ready to serve.
So shall it be?
Next, we're going to add another big tablespoon of butter.
I did it. Oh, did it raw? After mixing? Should I mix? Yeah, go ahead. Mix it in there. Right in there. Give it a taste after. Okay, 'cause I won't. You taste it now. No. Genital warts.
Once the rice is ready, we can plate and serve. We will add a couple of scoops of rice. And then we will add a pork chop. And there you have it. Piggy pockets with REZotto right here on Weekly Chew. For complete recipes, log on to mocrebec.com/weeklychew, or you can check out the Weekly Chew page on Facebook.